Hi there.
What is that?
Yeah!
Hi there.
The blood of Jesus.
Stop it, Juju.
Run.
Yeah! Stop it! You know, when I was in Nigeria, in Nigeria, let's put it that way, we used to want our kids, our children to greet us traditionally, the way we were brought up. How you greet your parents in a more respectable manner. It only shows what kind of home that child comes from, right? The morals and the values they inculcate in their children. Until we started getting ourselves too westernized and the children started greeting us in a very funny way. I wonder if you can relate to what I'm saying, because it's really, really happening. And even in Nigeria, you find out that the way children that have not even traveled out before, the way they relate to their parents, and the parents encourage it. Today, we'll be looking at how these kids have evolved due to the westernization of the way our values have changed and how it has been influenced. What are we doing, Seth? You know, way back when you used to see when you want to greet your elders, you want to greet your parents. In some culture, you prostrate. In some culture, even if you want to shake, you shake with your head down just to show respect. And you greet your parents in your own dialect. In the Yoruba, you say Ekaro. In Calabar, you say Mesere. But at least at that point, at that time, you will see that the values are still there and the respect is still very high. So the westernization came and, you know, what do you have? You see children coming around you telling you, hey, dad. Oh, hey, mom. What's up, dad? Sometimes they don't even greet at all. They just wake up in the morning and the first thing they will ask you is, what are we going to eat? The values have changed dramatically, really. And it is cuts across all genders, most of it especially. I know there are still some sectors of the people, maybe in the northern side, I think that they still hold the core value of at least greetings in the more traditional way. So what has happened? Westernization. We've allowed so much movies from the Western world in the way we dress, the way we talk. I mean, you see your son or your daughter coming to you in Nigeria, tell you, I wanna, you know, acting funny, and in the music and everything, that has really, really affected our culture. We don't even know where we come from anymore. Now, the worst part of it is we can't even teach our children our language. Growing up, we want them to speak English, that's it. Our language is now secondary. It's even affected, I can even understand in Nigeria, you can still try to put this in place for your children, right? Traditionally and otherwise. The ones outside the country, oh my goodness. If you tell them what the meaning of their name is, they don't even know. They really want to go, and the thing is, the parents actually encourage it. Some parents, they are so westernized, they encourage it so much that you will see even the parents, when they see their children coming and say, hey dad, the father will say, oh, that's my son. He's speaking like an American, or what have you. What are we doing, Seth? So when that happens, you see that our own values that are actually very, very rich, it's secondary to the children. And before you know it, our kids, let me say children, because even the word kid itself is another story entirely, what it means. Our children, they don't see our culture as relevant. Some of them that are even in the diaspora don't even want to know where Nigeria is. They don't care. I mean, no thanks to the way even Nigeria is, economically or otherwise, but it makes it easier for them to even, wave it aside. It shouldn't be that way, right? We should still inculcate into our children the core values of our traditions, especially the good parts that can even help them in terms of language, dressing, and all of that. So how else can I put it when you see your children not even able to dress and be proud of their tradition? So folks, even in diaspora right now, what they do is, those have recognized that, look, there is a problem. And they're trying to see how they can still hold on to that culture and, maybe have events where you display your traditional wear, attire, food, and what have you, But again, the hurt is really deep right now, that you see a lot of difference in the way the children think. Children that are, were brought up from Nigerian parents, that live with Nigerian parents, all right, even outside Nigeria or wherever, and they don't really bother anymore. What are we doing, Seth? I think it's best, because we start to lose a lot rather than gain when we don't inculcate this to our children's children. The culture is very rich. It's funny because other cultures, the Indians, the Chinese, regardless of the fact that they are in maybe US or UK or wherever, they still maintain their culture. You see the children growing up in a foreign land, still speaking their language, eating their own food, and what have you. They still represent where they come from. But can Nigerians really say that? What are we doing, Seth? This also allows us not to put our values in place, our cultural ethics in place. And now, because of the way it is, we are now imbibing another culture and blaming each other for why it's like that. It has to start from us, right? So we should be able to see how we can get this done before it's very late. Right now, they don't know what their names are. They're now they're calling themselves foreign names. Even us as parents, we give our children foreign names. You cannot really identify whether this is Igbo or Hausa. And you see, when you do that, you only make a mockery, really, of where we come from. So when you see a foreigner ask you whether you still live on trees, don't get mad, because you've thrown away your values and culture and imbibed theirs. So what do you expect from them? Come on, what are we doing, Seth? I think it's time we realize this, starting from us, and let's stop putting religion or whatever. No. It has nothing to do with you have to call your son Peter or John. Those are English names. Okay, let's not go there. Call your children meaningful names that signifies where you come from. At least that culturally, value-wise, economy-wise, and what have you, enriches where you come from. I want to hear more of Emeka, Chukwudi, Ekaite, Yinka, what have you, and all the aspects of our culture reflected in our names, in the way we dress, in the way we talk. Talking about the way we talk. Every Nigerian wants to talk like a foreigner. I wanna, ain't it? If you are the English people, ain't it? What have you? In America, say, I wanna, and you cannot even pronounce Atlanta very well. At the end of it, somebody that was born here, when they hear you talk, they just laugh. Oh, you have an accent, or, I can tell by the way you talk that, you want to be a wannabe. What are we doing, Seth? We don't have to force it, okay? So I want where you name your children to signify where you're from. I remember way back when Arnold Schwarzenegger was coming into America and they asked him to change his last name. No, and he said, if you make yourself relevant, they will learn to spell your name, they will learn to pronounce your name, and that was what happened. At that time, Schwarzenegger was almost impossible to pronounce. That's just an example. In a lot of Nigerians too that have giving themselves value to the society were able to pronounce their names. They can pronounce yours too. You don't need to change it to another foreign name. You don't need it at all. Our culture is rich enough to export, to be valuable worldwide, okay? So let's see how it goes by reflecting your culture, starting from your name, even food. These days, you will see if all people that are even non-Nigerians eating Nigerian food with so much relish. Why? Because at some point, we have now realized that, look, our culture and even our food is very rich. It's organic. It's very good for the body. Why hide it? There was a time you can't eat amala in public or eba with your fingers. You will see Nigerians using fork to eat amala. I'm telling you, way back, or eba, because they are in public. But these days, you see them using their hands because they love it and they do it so well. Guess what? So, moving forward, let's see how we can do more of that so this can reflect from generation to generation. It's not just about money. It has a whole lot to do more than that, So let's get this done. Let's see ourselves. My children, they don't bear English names. Yeah, they don't. They bear their traditional name to reflect where they're from, even though they still struggle a little bit to speak our language, but at least they say it's still something they cannot do without their names. And we try as much for them to wear our clothes as well. That's how you do it. And you will see with time, even them and their friends and all that will realize that, wow, I like this. I want to wear this and all that. You have to love yourself first. You have to love where you're from before somebody else can love too, right? Let's get this done at least, okay? Hey, let me get your comments. For those that have subscribed, awesome. And I hope you enjoy the content. It's been marvelous. I'm really humbled and I'm very, very much encouraged that you guys are really encouraging me to go ahead with this. And thank you for those that have done it. Those who haven't, kindly subscribe, be part of history, share this link to your friends, and drop comments. Your comments have been very, very encouraging, and that has, made this program to keeping on. All right?
Hi there.
What is that?
Yeah!
Hi there.
The blood of Jesus.
Run.
Always remember, do unto others what you want others to do to you. Bye-bye.